Hey there, crew, it's Mark from MENWHOBULLET. Thanks for coming to hang out for another weekly plan with me. This week is going to be pretty straightforward and how we're going to be setting things up. We're going to have some fun with blues today. I thought I'd go for a little bit like a blue theme. Maybe not for everything, but most things this week, especially with the ink. We're also going to be using some stamps later on, and I have some fountain pen ink that we're going to use for the titles as well with a really cool dip pen. But we'll get into all of that in the twist. Right now we're focusing just on the minimalist layout for the beginning of this week. And so let's talk about that first, and then we'll get into the materials that we're going to be using. This week, we're going to be doing things just slightly different. We're only going to be doing a single page this week, not because it's a shorter week, mostly because I'm almost done with this bullet journal. I really was thinking I was going to make it last, but I'm getting a little bit nervous with about 20 pages left and more than probably 20 pages worth of content. So we might be setting up our new bullet journal sooner than I thought. So for this one-page spread, what we're going to do over here is just have a column here that's going to be broken down into 5. So we'll have a Monday through Friday set up here. And then I really liked what we did last week with the overarching task and note section here. So we're going to do that again, just a little bit more concise. And I have a really cool sticker here that I'm going to be using since we've right here at the end of October. This is from my good friend Kay over at Stuck on Creations. She has an amazing sticker shop and all kinds of cool stuff. And she had sent me this one and I was like, yes, look at that cool, like broken holographic look. So we're going to be putting that here in the center, and then we'll be putting all of our notes and our tasks and everything in these columns here. I might end up going over into this page. Not exactly sure. I'll have it here if I need it. And if I do, I'll just split that in half for more task and notes. But everything will be pretty much pretty straightforward. So let's talk about the grid that we're going to use to accomplish this. Here, we are going to be using this 3-column here, but we're just altering it ever so slightly. What we're going to be doing is actually getting kind of our maximum out of this. So this will end up being 11 squares across. We're going to then skip 1. And then we're just going to combine these two. So we're essentially just combining these 2 columns and moving them over to give us what we need. And that'll be 10 and 10 across here. Then going down our page, it's pretty straightforward as well. We're looking for 5 rows. So we're going to go with this setup here. There's going to be 1. You can leave that at the top or the bottom if you want to. The most important part is that each of these rectangles that are going to be here are going to be 9 squares tall and 11 spaces across to give us that space. So let's go ahead. I'll pencil that in already for us, and we'll go ahead and get started with laying out everything in pen and pencil. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the materials that we're going to use to do that. We're back again this week with the the Kurutoga 0.5 mechanical pencil. This is the super cool pencil. If you haven't seen it before, just a really nice tip on it. It actually extends out and gives you more protection. And then a really cool part about this would be more if I was writing with this pencil. I'm not writing with this pencil, but what's neat about it is that it actually rotates your lead for you as you are writing. So as you're writing and kind of going down, you'll see this little point here that's actually rotating around. So it will keep your pencil nice and sharp when you're going. It doesn't matter so much for what we're doing. We're really just laying out some lines and things like that. But what I like most about it for these lines is that the extra little neck protection that you have here for your graphite is pretty awesome. And I like that a lot. For our actual lines and what we're going to be going with, we're going to be doing blue this week. So we're actually going to be using this pen here from Baronfig. I use this a lot as a writing pen, but this week we're going to be using it to lay down our lines. This is part of a limited edition collection they did a while back, but I love it because it has this beautiful blue ink. I'm a big fan of the Baronfig ink. It's nice and inky and dark, and it's awesome, and I love it very much so. You'll be seeing a lot of the Baronfig pens used in the upcoming notebook reviews that I'm going to be doing, because they're probably my inkiest ballpoint pen or rollerball pen that I have. We're also going to be using stencils this week. I don't consider stencils an extra or something we would include inside of the twist. This is just something that's really helpful if you are not a big fan of writing out letters, you're not super confident. Stencils are a great way to go, and we'll be using those for some of our headers this week. And then I've just got a big old monster ruler that we're going to be using for a lot of our straight lines. So let's go ahead and start with our lines, and then we'll go into the twist in just a little bit after we set this up. Because we need to have our sticker down here to fill in around the outside of this for our headers for the task and for the notes, I'm going to go ahead and lay this sticker down now so we have that spacing. I'm going to be filling in the notes with the actual ink and pen that we're going to be using in the twist in just a moment, as well as adding some stamps and some headers here. If you don't want to do that, you can go ahead and just write the titles for each of the days of the week inside of these boxes here, and this is where you'll go ahead and track tasks, any kind of specific notes for those dates. Same thing for your task and your note section here. If you just want to put a small header up here and don't want to include this, you can use the same exact layout if you want to set that up, and you'll be good to go. But let's go ahead and move into the twist. We'll get some stamps in today. We're going to be using some ink, pointed pen. It's going to be a lot of fun.
How many little stamps are you going to do?
In the twist today, we're going to be keeping with that ongoing blue theme. So I'm actually going to be using my VersaFine Clair. This is Twilight, nice dark purpley blue color. Big fan of that. We're also going to be using these stamps here. These are from Bujo Supplies. Big fan. We've got mushrooms and acorns and leaves, all very fall. They're very tiny and they actually will work perfectly inside of the top corners of here. Then for everything else we'll be filling in today, I'm actually going to be using this beautiful writing ink. This is from Birmingham Pen Company. This is Blue Bonnet. You have probably seen this recently in one of my more recent videos where I swatched all of those. But to give you an idea of what that's going to look like in here is this color right here that we did. So really nice, strong blue color. I think it works obviously with all of the blue that we have going on instead of black that we usually do, just mixing it up just ever so slightly today. And then we're going to be using this beautiful glass pen that we have here, and we'll be dipping that into the Blue Bonnet, and we'll be putting in the days of the week over here, as well as finishing and filling out the letters that we did here with our stencil before. Because I'm going to be working as a left-handed person, one thing that I've learned is to work right to left. So we'll start with filling in the note and task, and then I'll be moving over here with the stamps and then moving into the days of the week from there. So excited to get that going. So let's go ahead and start with our notes and our tasks. If you haven't used a glass dip pen before, what's so cool is that inside of all of these rungs, your ink is going to actually stay inside of there, similar to if you were using a nib with a pointed pen. Let's go ahead and start with the notes over here. So as you're writing, you're going to get that same feeling as a pen, just in glass form. These are super easy to clean. All you got to do is just kind of rinse them in some water real quick or wipe them off. And there's no real maintenance with them at all. And I love it. And surprisingly, these rungs hold on to a lot of ink. So I just did a little bit of a dip when I did these. So let's actually see how far this will take us. All right, so as you saw, that one dip took us all the way through note and task almost, and then I'll find a little dip there for the K. I'll go ahead and have my little octopus pen holder here hold onto this glass pen while we go ahead and use the stamps real quick, and then we'll come back in and fill in the days of the week here. We'll take it nice and slow, but if you haven't used stamps before, specifically these clear stamps, all you're going to need is an acrylic block and the stamps here. I'll link everything for you in the descriptions below if you're interested in purchasing these for yourself. All you got to do is just put them right onto your acrylic block. It'll stick there while you need it. We'll go ahead and take our ink pad and just lightly pat it on top of our stamp. And then we're just going to hold it over top and press down and get a really nice stamp. I found over time that the VersaFine inks do a very great job with the fine little details in here. They don't overflood your stamps at all. So big fan of this color, and then you always see me use the VersaFine black. It's just my go-to. I have other stamp ink, but honestly, anytime I'm trying to do something with these fine details, especially ones like these stamps, this is where it's at. All right, so now that we have those in there, we're going to go ahead and just fill in the rest of the days of the week here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we'll be wrapping up today. So let's go ahead and bring back out our Blue Bonnet. And since we just did the stencils here, let's go ahead and just do a little fancy with some just cursive writing. Nothing too crazy. All right, and then as I mentioned before, these are so easy to clean. I just have a small glass of water. I love the instant color change. I can just rinse that off real quick, take a paper towel or any type of reusable cloth that I want, and we're just wiping out the insides of those rungs there. And now that I have it all done, my entire week is done. It doesn't take very long to set these up at all. I think the most time that it really is taking, honestly, is letting the ink dry at this point. But we have our Monday through Friday set up here. We'll put some small tasks and notes inside of the days of the week. Most of our time that was going to be spent over here in this section, which is listing out our tasks for the week, any extra notes, and then if needed, I'll go into this page, and as I mentioned, I'll just split it in half and continue with my daily logging as I go throughout. We'll see how the week goes. Last week didn't have as many tasks and notes as the previous week, so they're always different, so I like to leave a little bit of extra room for you and have some fun. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video with a nice easy setup. Again, all of those links will be for you down in the descriptions below. I'll link you to the stamps, the Baronfig, which also I have a discount code that you can use for that too. I'll link that below. We also have these really cool stickers. Now, I don't know if Kay still has these. We'll have to check on the website. If they are there, I will definitely link it for you, as well as another discount code that you can use for her shop and save some extra cash on there too for yourself. So always looking for ways to help you save some extra money, especially as we set up these weeklies inside of our bullet journal. If you really love setting these up, I've got some fantastic and fun ideas for you in an entire playlist of all the past episodes that we've done here for our minimalist and minimal twist layouts. And that'll be right here for you. Have a wonderful rest of your week and happy planning.